Hello and welcome to another episode of Witchy Knits. I am Shy, I am a witchy person and I knit. This is my podcast on knitting and crafting in general witchcraft. Still trying to figure out the intro. This is the second time I finished this. I film this because it's been a very it's been a very bad week for me mentally, so I'm a bit low on energy and I didn't like the vibe in the last try. So I'm here again. I'm going to try to get a bit more bouncy and go for it again. As you may have noticed, the window is a bit more empty today. I'll get into that. Had a bit of a tiny mishap with my plants this week. I'm going to babble about that later. Like I said, this week has been kind of bad. I've been away. I went to my parents for a couple of days to recharge a bit. It's not me and David that's the problem. It's this year has been difficult on a personal level and things are a bit all over the place and have been for months now. So something happened last weekend that made everything feel a bit worse and, well, a lot worse. And yeah, so I had to go and not be in this house for a couple of days. So I went to see my parents and that was very nice. Now I'm home again, obviously, and I am feeling the low energy again, so right, it's like that right now, but I'm going to try and get my energy up a bit and talk, because I love doing this, I love filming these, and I really want to talk about what I've done, what I am working on, and yeah. So I'm going to go into whips right away. Going to start with the thing you've seen so many times now. I wasn't going to show it, but I might as well since I'm at home. I thought I was going to have to film yesterday in my mum's sewing studio, but no. My shawl isn't done, but I think I am going to I'm going to measure this today, see, because it's actually quite long and it's very, very wide. So I'm going to measure it and see if I actually do need to buy another bullion. I only have this much left, but thinking that maybe it is enough soon as a smaller shawl. We shall see. I don't know. Might also feel like I do have to go and buy that yarn, and then I will. Probably tomorrow. No, on Monday. Like I've said, for 3 weeks. But yeah, no, I'm going to measure it first and see what I think. But yeah, shawl is not done, but going to be done soon. I'm so ready to be done. I need these needles. I want to start a jumper. But yeah, that's my first whip. Just rushing through that one because it's nothing new. I got about that much done this week, I think, which isn't bad, but yeah, I was gonna work more on it, but I didn't bring it along. I brought 2 sock projects along. So this is the first one in my handmade, like by me made bag, the picot, whatever edge sock, which I decided to, I'm going to see if I can get some focus on you, there we go, the edge like that, and I decided to make a bubble stitch pattern, which has been super fun to work with. It's just so much fun with a dropping down and ripping back a few stitches to get the bubbly effect, and it's got a flat underside, of course, because I don't think walking on these would be too nice for your feet. going to go back and focus. There we go. So I'm going to try my hand at writing down this pattern and seeing if I can get it up on Ravelry. I do need a name for it, and I'm waiting on some white yarn because I decided to make a contrasting white toe and heel for it. So got that coming in the mail. Thought it was going to be here today, but no such luck. Well, not yet at least, but the mailman should have arrived, or should have arrived already, and there was nothing in the mailbox when I checked. So first sock is done except for the toe and heel, and I've gotten that far on the second sock. So yeah, this one is super fun to work on, and I am currently trying to figure out a name for it. I was first, like, the first name that popped into my head was Aero Mint, like the chocolate, but I realised not everybody's going to knit it in mint green, and for that name to have been really fitting I should have picked brown contrasting toe and heel, but I have no brown yarn and I'm not going to go and buy some now. So I'm more thinking something to do with snow or bubbles. Taking suggestions in the comments if you have anything. Otherwise I'm going to go back to thinking and I'm going to try writing it down. Will probably be available in both Swedish and English in that case, but we shall see if it even goes up. But also let me know if you'd be interested in knitting it. So yeah, that's the bubbly picot whatever. It's so embarrassing. I really need to look up how to say it, but I'm going to go with picot for now. Edge sock in my own bag, which I haven't exchanged the straps for yet, but hey, we'll do that. My second whip is in my Teddy's Knits bag, and you've seen a very similar, I can't speak, you can tell I'm not doing good at the moment because I can't even form words. I can't. What are languages? But anyway, you've seen I've done a, I've showed you an FO that's very similar to this one, and it's because I'm knitting it out of the same yarn, but I'm working on another Christmas sock from the Rellana garne Christmas colourway, but this one is on 64 stitches instead of 48. So, because it's a gift, it's going to be a gift and a swap. Going to, after this one, it's just going to be a vanilla sock with afterthought heel. After this one I'm going to make another pair of the same yarn, but with another, I'm probably going to do a picot on that one as well, but this one has just got plain ribbing, one purl, one knit ribbing. So yeah, I wanted some vanilla sock knitting for going to the cinema. Some cinema knitting. I'm going to go see tomorrow with David. We're going to go see Crimes of Grindelwald. So I wanted some vanilla, plain old good old vanilla knitting. So I've got that in this bag. It's just a regular sock. But yeah. Yes, those are my whips at the moment. I was going to have another one. I was going to have a cross-stitching whip. I started, oh well, I made a pattern yesterday, but came to the conclusion that I have just too little fabric, so I couldn't start it. So I'm either going to see if I can do something else with the pattern, like make another one, or I'm going to try and find another pattern, or I'm going to go and buy some Ada weave tomorrow. I mean, I could do it on linen, but it's a bit of a hassle at the moment. And I think we might be all out of linen at the moment actually, so that wouldn't work out anyway. But no, we can't be all out. Oh well. Was gonna have that, but ended up not working out, so that's gonna have to be next week. So, but FOs, I only have one FO this week, but they're on blockers. It's the Wise Hilda Christmas sock by Kate Atherley on Ravelry, which is a free pattern with a 4 cable ribbing and yeah, well, ribbing. This is also ribbing. They are done, they are blocking, and they are already posted in the festive #festive sock along thread on Ravelry in the Stranded podcast group, and they might go in my box of socks as well. But yeah, those are these socks. This part is Roma Lamel and this part is Mum's old mystery Scottish yarn from 27 years ago, and the blockers are new. They are made by my dad. He made them for me yesterday. So yeah, those are my FOs this week. I was going to try and finish the shawl, but that didn't happen, and yeah, sometimes you have 1 FO, sometimes you have 0 FOs, and other weeks you have 3. That's life. So, stash and tool enhancements, I should say. Tools, obviously, the blockers. I'm really happy, really happy. My dad made me blockers yesterday. I have a bit of a story with blockers. I was at the yarn shop where I bought the Rellana garne Christmas yarn. It was actually at the time I was buying it. This was maybe 1 month ago, something like that. I went there and I got the yarn and I went to the till, and the lady at the till was at the till. Can't keep my thoughts straight, sorry about that. But yeah, as I went up to pay for it, I asked if they had any sock blockers, and the lady got offended for some reason, or at least she seemed very offended that I asked for blockers, and she was like, no, nobody uses sock blockers. I was just like, yes they do, and yeah, no, okay, well that's too bad that you don't have any. I'll just have my yarn then. And she went on about the non-necessity of how you don't need sock blockers, because well, socks block themselves on your feet as you use them, so it's no point in blocking socks. And I'm like, yeah, but I like blocking things. I like my socks to be flat. Well, you could just block them flat on a towel then. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I do, but I would like sock blockers, you know, actual foot shaped things, because Instagram and YouTube, it looks a bit nicer going like, oh, I have a sock, than going, I have a sock, you know. And she's still going on about how it's not useful and how nobody wants sock blockers, and how I'm the first person in 5 years to ask for sock blockers. And then she looks at David like, you could just make her a pair of sock blockers. And I go, because I've just about had it, because this has gone on for a while. This is me being very bad at retelling stuff, but she did go on about it like nobody uses them and they're useless and I should just block them flat and put them on a towel, and she went into detail on how to block them flat, and I was like, yes, that's what I do. And general feeling of being like, well, you look too young to know anything about knitting. I've seen this as well at the times when other younger people have bought yarn, that she's been like, oh well, you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, she looked at David and went like, you could just make her a pair. I just go, I think I can make my own pair, thank you very much, I'll have my yarn now. And we leave, because I had it. That was not a very pleasant experience, and I'm just like, I'm trying to give you my money. Nobody asked for them. I am asking for them, but okay, you keep thinking that nobody ever blocks their socks, and I will make my own blockers. Actually, my dad made them because we made a bit of a trade. My dad builds harpsichords for a living, which is super cool. So I sandpapered the hull off the one he's currently working on while he made me a pair of blockers. So I would have made them myself, but I had 1 hour before my train yesterday and I realised, ooh, I forgot to ask if you had any wood to make blockers. So he quickly made me a pair of blockers. That's why they're very plain. I'm going to make more next time I'm at their place and probably make something fun with a hole, maybe something on them. But yeah, plain blockers, they work really well already. The first thing I did when I got home was I put my unblocked finished object on them, and now they're blocked. So would have done it myself, but I will next time. Now I have something to use as a pattern for it. But yeah, got blockers, really happy, finally got blockers. I got another tool as well, and I'm going to have to put a picture on the screen right here, but I got a Swift. I got a Swift yesterday, 2 days ago. I was at the second-hand shop with Mum in the town they live in, and we were looking at fabric, and we were looking at yarns, and we were looking at clothes, and as you do in an op shop, and I turn around after thinking, Swifts, and there's one in the corner. I'm like, yoink, it's mine now. So I found a Swift, and it's going to put a picture here, and it's lovely. It's really old, I think. It looks really old and well used, but it's like in really good shape, and it's so smooth to use. It just winds like a dream, and I'm so pleased, so happy. I already used it. I had to try it. I don't have it at home with me. That's why I had to use a picture, because we're in the process of like throwing things out, decluttering, packing some stuff up, and yeah, I didn't want to bring in a it folds into a very small thing, doesn't it? But when you fold it out, it's very big, and we don't really have the space even for it like folded together. So it lives at my parents' place for now, and I am going to pick it up as soon as I can. But I already used it to wind some yarn, and well, I still don't have a ball winder, so I cake by hand, but like it was so much faster and so fun. I was just really tired, so I didn't go further than doing this ball, but this is enough for the bubbly socks I'm working on. I am going to, I've got like a bit more than that left on the skein, so I'm going to bring a few skeins next time I visit my parents and wind them all into balls. So those are the tools I got. Then I got another ball of the same Christmas yarn, because I'm going to make, after the vanilla pair I'm working on now, like I said, I'm going to make another pair of the same yarn as well for another swap. So got more of that yarn, and we'll see if I have anything left. I might do something else with it. Maybe I'm thinking about starting either a cozy memory blanket or a beekeeper's blanket with the hexy puffs. So it might be some Christmassy hexy puffs, we shall see. But yeah, then I got some fabric, also from the second-hand shop, which is I think it's some sort of cotton or cotton blend, because it doesn't look like, if I look at the the frayed edge, it doesn't look like it's polyester, because it doesn't fray like that, but it's this lovely, it's quite thin, and it's very soft, very soft and satiny almost. So this is one use is going to be, I'm going to make a hair wrap to sleep in, and then I might make some sort of top. We shall see. I don't know, but it's at least going to be a hair wrap. But it also works as a shawl. I think, as it is. But yeah, I'm going to make something with this. It's quite big. Really pleased. Super soft, super nice. Beautiful colours. So I got that, and like the reason I wrap my hair at night is I usually never wear it down like this. I've said this in the past as well. I usually either braid it or wear it in a bun with a hair stick. I don't use elastics. The only elastics I use are scrunchies. And yeah, my hair is quite long. It's down to here. So, and I baby it a lot with, like, I don't use heat, I don't use hairspray, I don't use any chemical dyes. If I dye it, it's with henna, so this is like my natural colour, but a bit redder than it would be, because I've got henna in it. And I sleep with a braid, but my hair is so long now, so I sleep on the hair, which isn't that comfortable for the hair, like for my scalp, and it's not comfortable for my back because I use a scrunchie and it turns into like a fist-sized bump in the middle of my back and it hurts. So I'm going to start wrapping it up on my head as well, like in 2 braids like that, and just tie it up with a wrap of a satiny material so that it doesn't make the hair sad and break the hair. So that's why I want a hair wrap for sleeping in. So yeah, for personal and story things like I don't know, but yeah, as you can't see because it's blowing out because the sun is there, but this window is at the moment quite empty. I had to throw out all my spider plants. I've got 2 geraniums in this corner, which you can't see at all because it's all just white. But I just, those aren't a problem at all. It just looks empty because they cover the whole window because I've just let them grow straight up the way they wanted to. But I decided to take cuttings from them and try to get them to grow into something more sizable and better shaped than just very, very tall and scrawny plants. The reason it's like this, I found 4 thrips on Monday, and thrips are the worst. I've had it once before and gotten rid of the problem fast with just soap and water. So the first thing I did was like, because this is going to have to go into like the whole thing. So like last weekend, I think, yeah, I said that. So something happened that turned my already bad mental health even worse. So and it's like been building up the whole year. It's been thing after thing after thing. Cheddar has still got the cone. He's on medication at the moment and hopefully the cone can go soon, but it's been like several trips to the vet with him. We're going on Tuesday again. It's been a bunch of things and I can't really talk about all of it. Well, can, but I don't really want to because some of it needs to like peter out and work out before I can start talking about it. Well, before I can feel like I can start talking about it, like to the public. So, yeah. At the moment, it feels like it's just piling up even more, and it's this sort of crescendo before something big like the grand finale, and I don't know what that's going to be, and that scares me. It might not happen, obviously, that's not how things work, that's not how life works, but it feels like it and I don't like the feeling. And after this past weekend, what I didn't need was to find thrips on my Monstera Borghesiana variegata, which is quite rare and expensive and my absolute baby, and I was just like, no, this is not happening. I am not having this at the moment. So everybody had to just go in the shower, on with some soap, and then I had to leave for the train to go to my parents. But I picked up some Bravado sticks, which is like, I don't know if that's available anywhere else in Sweden, but we have something called Bravado, which is, it comes in little sticks, and you plop it in the soil, water on it, and it turns the plant toxic for the thrips and aphids and other pests. So I've given them that. And David was very helpful, because I just plopped everyone in the shower, and then he had to like shower them off in the evening and put them all back on the windowsill and in the corner and stuff. But he did a very good job. I'm very, very happy with that, and he's a rock, really. So hopefully things will work out now and no one will die except for all the spider plants, but it's okay because spider plants are really easy to propagate, and my mum's got a ton of different kinds. You are not allowed to chew on that. Got the cone cat. Here you go, but oh, ow. So hopefully that will work out, and nobody else will go. I also lost a cutting of hibiscus cutting that I got from Mum, but she's got this huge tree, so I can get another one. It's okay as well, but it's a pity, and it's not what I needed at the moment, so I'm a bit bummed about it. And I just want my plants, because like, if you know me, which maybe you maybe you don't, because this is a new podcast, but if you follow me on Instagram or know me from earlier, you know that I am a crazy plant lady. Plants are like one of my biggest interests, and I baby my plants a lot. Yes, I do. I do. And I baby you a lot. Because you're my baby. Yeah. Oh, what? Why do I have a plastic bag in my pocket? So, I am exhausted. That's been this week. It's been a week, hasn't it? It has. So yeah, that's why not a lot of knitting has gotten done. I haven't been home. I had to get out of the house, so I went to visit my mum and dad. It was very nice and relaxing, and yeah, I got to wind down a bit, but I'm home again now, obviously, and it's God, I don't know. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to sit here and mope, but it's difficult at the moment, and yeah, shouldn't try and pretend like bad mental health doesn't exist, because it's important to talk about. And yeah, but that's about that for what I have this week. Hopefully I'll have something else than the shawl and a bunch of socks next week, because that's been every single episode so far. I get paid on Monday, so if I can put some money to the side and buy a sweater quantity of yarn, I will, and I will start a sweater, because I am itching to do that still. Otherwise I am going to pick something up and make some mittens, I think. But yeah, that is, as I said, that for this week, and yeah, I'll hope you'll have a lovely week and a great weekend, and enjoy if you're going to go see Grindelwald like I am. I'm very excited. Haven't been to the cinema in 3 years. I don't really like going to the cinema, but I'm excited about this movie, so it's going to be fun. Yeah. you have a great time and custom some fun things or start a great project or something you like doing, and I will talk to you again in a week. Bye!